Hey, join me at 8 p.m. every Sunday for a moment of conversations with some very brilliant people as we converse about life and this godly walk. It's time to have some conversations. This is Francis, and welcome to another episode of Conversations with Francis. Today we have Tammy J with us all the way from Florida. She's a traveling nurse, woman who loves the Lord. And today we're just going to be talking to her about the beauty in modesty. Hey, Tammy, what's up?
Hey.
Welcome. The gorgeous, the talented, the beautiful, the everything, Tammy. How are you doing today?
I try. I'm doing good.
You try. I like that. I
You
like
gotta stay
that.
humble. You gotta stay humble.
Yeah, I like the humility. I see it. I see it. So it's good. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Man,
Like
you
what I
have
do
to
now?
think that hard. You have to think that hard. This is serious.
It's like, do I go back in my history or do I just like give a whole summary?
I
I'll
mean,
give a whole summary.
you can give us a whole summary.
So I am a non-denominational Christian. I always say what my faith is first. Because people confuse Christianity and always think I'm Jehovah's Witness or 7 Days Adventist, which is a denomination, and I'm non-denominational.
Okay.
I am a registered nurse. I just recently became a travel nurse, so that's an exciting venue I'm venturing into. I do modeling on the side, I guess.
I guess. What you talking about? You do.
It's like a hobby. It's
Well,
like
yeah.
a hobby.
Well, your hobby is like blessing people, I believe. It's encouraging a
That
lot
is
of people.
true. I am a humanitarian at heart.
That's
So
awesome.
I do love doing community service and all those things. That's why I'm saying that dressing up is like a hobby. It's like from all the Haitian upbringing and being overdressed to go to the doctor's office. So like overdressing is like part of my DNA now.
Just so you guys caught that, she's Haitian, right?
Actually Haitian American because I was born here, but
Haitian
people
American.
have yeah.
Now, see that? See that? Boss, I like that. But anyways, so let's talk a little bit about you say you just started being a traveling nurse, right? How's that
Yes.
experience?
Very interesting. You see a lot of things, different cultures,
Yeah.
different procedures, but I do like the flexibility and I do like the pay.
I was about to ask about that pay, so that pay must be good. I'm just saying. Let's stop there. Let me not even bring that into that conversation. And you touched on the fact that you do the modeling for like as a hobby, right? Yeah, this is modest clothing that you put on, and that you show people and that you showcase basically. And why is that important to you?
Well, I grew up in, I guess every kind of Christian, for the majority, I'd say, grew up in like a strict upbringing that women can't do this.
That's
You have to
another
look like a
topic for another
grandma.
day.
You have to wear like clothes 2 sizes too big. So for me, growing up, modesty was, oh, if you don't look like a grandma, then you're not doing it right. And so I guess with our generation coming up, it didn't really sit well. And for me, I was always thinking like, I don't see myself in that type of style. So I started kind of, experimenting by going all the way left. So, yeah.
Going all the way left. What do you mean by going all the way left? Because you made a face. You just like, by going all the way left. You like,
When you hit that,
directional?
that rebellious stage
Oh,
where you
okay.
just like forget everything.
Right.
So instead of having clothes that were like, 2 sizes too big, they're probably like 2 sizes too small.
Wow. Right. Okay. Yeah, we've all been in that stage, right? But what brought you back to this particular stage that you're in right now? That you're actually ministering to people, not only just like you're not just encouraging people, you're ministering to them. Like why is? Because that's I
So
believe like modesty is clothing can minister to a lot of people.
That's true.
Hmm.
For me, I didn't see the example I needed. So when I hopped on Instagram, I started seeing a lot of modesty models, and to see how they made it look beautiful, they made it look fashionable. Um, that inspired me to also, I guess, incorporate those techniques myself, and also Pinterest. I did a lot of research on Pinterest, and I started experimenting, and over time, I'm talking about like over like years, I finally started developing and finding myself. And then I started getting serious with my faith. So that also um, built a foundation in modesty too.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Can you just share a little bit about, I know you get some, people slide in your DMs with, encouraging of how much you've encouraged them, right? Like you get a lot of testimonies about that, don't you? Like how much
I
you
get a lot of random stuff in my DMs, but I do love
I don't want
those.
to hear about those today, but we can keep those on the back burner because I'm coming to you about those very soon. So, oh
But
yeah,
I do love the encouragement ones. I do love the encouragement ones.
yeah. So like, what have you gotten so far that has literally blessed you? That's
Recently, um, there's this girl
hmm.
who recently just entered the same kind of spectrum of the denomination, and she married one of the guys of the same faith as me. And she was saying how she didn't know how to dress, she didn't know what modesty was to her. And so when she found my page, she started getting inspired by that. And then she also inboxed me asking me for ideas and tips. And I mean, she's finding her way now, so I love it.
Wow, that's awesome. And how's this also you by yourself? Like, how's it helping build your faith? Because you have mentioned that you love the Lord, right? Like, it's that your faith is severely important to you, right? Right?
Everything.
Everything, right? Everything. I like that. That's a sign right there. Yeah, we talked about that before we began. Yeah, don't be giving out signs out there, like, girl.
That's just me. I'm very expressive.
She's like
Everybody knows that.
everything.
That's my
You
thing.
it's
That's
everything.
my
I like
thing.
that though. I like that. We're gonna take that. So like, how's it like building you, basically? Like,
So for me, growing up, I felt that women weren't really told to be beautiful. It was either
mm,
you're sexy or you're not. There's like no in
wow.
between. There's no such thing as being a beautiful Christian, because
Mm,
then you're causing people to lust and all these things, and it's like there's no boundaries.
right, right.
But in the Bible, Queen Esther was beautiful. She
Mentions
wasn't a
that.
grandma. She wasn't dressing like a grandma, and
Okay.
she caught the attention of a whole king.
Okay, say that again, please. I think the ladies want to hear that.
Queen Esther dressed like a queen. She was beautiful. She didn't have to wear baggy clothes. She didn't have to even wear fitted clothes either. But she loved herself. She dressed herself as royalty, and she got herself a king.
You get that?
Boom.
Keys to getting yourself a king. Ugh. Okay, okay. I like that. I like that. I think that should be that whole different like segment we should do. Keys to
I
getting
got you.
yourself a king. I like that. And then that one about the, you know, the DMs. Thank you, Lord. We'll be here all night, huh? Cause you just made a
You think
face.
it's funny? It's not.
We'll be here all night. You just did this.
There's some weirdos out there.
Oh, that's life, though. That's crazy. That's so crazy. You see, I had my taste of that, and I started thinking, like, what do women go through if I'm going through this? This is
Even
simple
when it
stuff.
comes to modesty, I get
No.
people in my DMs who try to tell me how I should be dressing for them.
I'm sorry, what? Dressing for them? How? What do you mean by that?
All I know is don't let this face fool you.
Oh, the smile and everything. Hey, I like that. That's a nice touch to the end right there. You smiled and everything. Nah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, Miss Tammy, do you have anything else to say to us that we can bless the people out there that are going to be watching this? To encourage them that, you know, in this walk with Christ, that about the, with the modesty of clothing and everything. Because I know that a lot of people shun the clothing. They don't think, again, they don't think it's sexy. They don't think it's beautiful. They don't think it's whatnot. But that's the line, right? Because people are trying to dress sexy instead of trying to dress beautiful. You know.
Exactly. And it all comes down to teaching, upbringing, family values,
Mm-hmm.
whatever you're taught in your household. Like for me, I would say, Caribbean household, when it comes to Christianity, it's you need to be as grandma looking as possible to be considered modest. Anything fitted, anything that looks too colorful, you're prideful, you're doing too much, you're showing off, and that's not true.
Wow. Wow. So that's the fine line, right? Like it's either you look that way or you look too sexy. There's no in
And it's not
between.
even, just that. It's also family values,
Mm.
like fathers giving their daughters recognition, giving them that self confidence, so they won't have to try to look sexy to please other people because they already know that they're loved.
Yeah, they're
There's a
valued. Yeah.
whole bunch of aspects that play a role into it. Like
Right.
for me, I feel like me finding my self love also helped me on my journey to modesty, actually.
Now, how did you find that self love? If you don't mind me asking, this time.
Psychology, self
Psychology.
help books.
You read a lot.
I love reading. So,
Uh,
psychology and self help books. I was reading like these things at like 16.
wow. That's amazing. At 16. What was I doing at 16? Let's not talk about that. So, but we thank God. Amen. No, that's awesome though. Uh, so where are you taking this with the whole modesty thing? Like, what do you plan on taking? Because you say that you're doing this as a hobby, but for some reason your hobby seems to be blowing up on Instagram. You go on Instagram, you blown up. This is when you told me you're a nurse, I was like, what? For real? I thought
Yeah,
this was your thing. Like, I really thought this was your thing. You saying it's a hobby. Most people are trying to do this full time. You're doing this as a hobby, and yet your hobby's blowing up.
I know, right?
Yeah. So,
Now, if only I could become a nurse model, which I do sometimes, but if that were a full time gig and they'd pay me to travel to do community service, dream job right there.
you can make that happen. I think you can do that. You can do that because I've seen people pull different kinds of jobs out of the thin air and make
I mean, it
that
depends
title.
on God's will, right?
Right, right, right. You can do that. You can do that. That's amazing, though. That's amazing. So we've come to. Okay, I'm trying to keep my time because I got scolded last time. Okay. So, do you have anything else to say? To
For me, honestly, I think each journey, especially towards modesty, is different for everyone.
yeah.
For some people, they can switch it up within a month or so.
Mm,
For me, it took a couple years, and it took teaching and understanding, and also reading the Bible for myself
mm-hmm.
to see that modesty wasn't addressed just to be clothes. Like, modesty is not just throwing clothes on that look modest, it's also a mindset.
I like that.
Yeah, so the mindset for me is that, like, if I'm supposed to be considered as royalty, be a queen in the kingdom, I need to dress and act that way. And
Exactly.
for me, I'm always about character. Whenever I meet people, I always shoot for the soul. And
Preach.
so I always try to be a woman of character. You know what I'm saying?
Be what you preach, right?
And yeah, so I feel like I preach with my life
Amen.
and the way that I'm living. I'm not perfect all the time. I try to tell people that. I mean, I slip up here and there, but I do try to bounce back and grow from it. And I think for me growing up, there was a lot of bashing. Like anything, especially even if it's like traditional or culturally related, can be bashed. I mean, there's a point where wearing jewelry was a no-no. If you're wearing heels, you're trying to be a prostitute. There's just so many aspects into it, and it all comes down to like, what's the reason behind what you're doing? So I felt when I was being immodest and trying to wear my little, clubbing outfits or whatever, I was dressing to get attention, basically. And once I found myself and found my true modesty, I realized that I don't want to draw that kind of attention.
Yes.
Especially not in the DMs and from the wrong kind of people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So for me, it became a big role on dressing for myself and also being classy with it.
I like
if it
that.
Makes sense.
I like
I also
that.
love vintage looks. So I've always tried to experiment. Like I try to dress, sporty. I dress up, dress down, casual. I don't think modesty is just one type of style.
Right.
You can dress modest in any kind of fashion. Just make it yours. And I've always seen lots of people, even the trolls that I get in my inbox, I don't even pay them any mind. Because a lot of people have insecurity complexes, so they feel like because they see you shining, they want to bring you down.
Of course.
Plot twist, does not work. Okay? The self-love I have for myself, it will not work.
Mm-hmm.
So finding yourself, finding that confidence, knowing that we're all humans and that we all make mistakes. Humans are fallible. I don't think people understand that, and that's why even when I see people who people would consider dressed indecent,
right,
I try to get to know that person because you don't know their background story. You don't know why they dress the way they do.
True.
A lot of people don't even know what modesty is.
Exactly.
So when people ask me, why do you wear skirts and dresses all the time? It doesn't offend me.
Mm-hmm.
Like even at the hospital when they think, oh yeah, you're the only nurse I see here who wears skirts and scrubs, and I'm like, okay, like this is an opportunity to educate.
Exactly. That is dope.
I mean, a lot of people feel like Christianity is a majority religion and it's slowly becoming minority and people don't know these things.
Right.
People are like Christians expect people to know these things and a lot of people don't.
Right.
They're just not raised up in these households or in these environments, or even some Christian environments aren't really Christian environments. I mean, there's some churches with some random scandals going on, so it's like
I like that. But
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I want just to support that. I do feel that it's also how you dress. Also is also like it showcases and how when you dress according to your faith, it actually showcases how deep you want to go into the things of Christ. It just shows the deepness. Like how deep you want to go and how much you study your word, how much you pray. Everything reflects. Plus, I like what you said. How you like showing. Showing versus talking about your faith are two different things. Because a lot of people may forget what you said, but they will not forget how you made them feel when they looked at you. Like they're not going to.
I think that was like a Maya Angelou quote or something, right?
So, was it Maya Angelou? I don't know. Some of this quote.
I think it was her. It's probably on Google.
Was it Maya or what's his name? Okay, let's just say it's Maya. I don't think it was. I don't know if it was Maya Angelou, but I thought it was somebody else. For real.
Either way, it's a good quote.
It's a good quote, regardless. Let's just take it. Tammy J, truly appreciate you. I'm a bother her again to come back because there's a lot to talk about. See that? Signs. Told about those signs, y'all.
That's my thing. Everybody knows that.
That's a Tammy J thing. So that's how you know it's Tammy J. Okay, so we're gonna have her back here very soon. Okay, but thank you so much for chatting with us, and
thank you for the opportunity.
This was nice. It was quick. I'm actually surprised we're able to quick hit those points.
I'm a chatterbox.
That's why I'm surprised we were able to hit those points quick. We'll talk. We'll talk. We'll talk on the side. Wow.
Okay.
Thank you so much. God bless you. I pray that you continue encouraging people. And as you're encouraging people, may God keep on depositing you. May God keep blessing you all that you do. All right. God bless you, Tammy.
Thank you.
I'm about to wrap up. Hey. So thank you so much for watching this show, Conversations with Francis. Conversations with Francis with Tammy J today. It was a fun moment. It was a brilliant time. We're gonna have it back. I had a blast. All right. God bless y'all. Take care.